Welcome to our tub. Come on in. It's warm inside, and there's always room for more.
This podcast contains adult material and is intended for mature audiences only. If you're under 18, grab your rubber ducky and find another tub. This one's not for you. Hello and welcome back in the tub for episode 196. I'm Mr. Berg.
And I'm Mrs. Berg.
And this week, well, we definitely aren't going to do much talking here at the beginning. We have a special guest joining us, and wow, we had a long conversation. Mm-hmm. We knew pretty much where this was going to lay down, so a normal intro we would do is kind of at the beginning of this as well.
Yeah.
And again, all we can say is this has been a long time. As we went through that, we had the pleasure of meeting about 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You can find her on one of the earlier episodes from Exotica. And we had the chance to finally catch back up and sit down for a full episode this week. And it was great. Gosh, we talked for probably another half hour after we were done recording. So awesome woman. Great time. Great fun. Thank you, as we mentioned within the show, to Lainey Spicer for bringing our guest to us. And without further ado, we're going to pretty much hop into our conversation with
Carmela Clutch.
You got a queen sitting in the hot tub, don't making the water all fucking gross. You got a queen sitting in the hot tub. I don't know what it's doing in this blue light. I'm fighting my rage. Would you sweep this away?
All right, welcome back in the tub for episode 196. We want to take a moment and thank Lainey Spicer for bringing our next guest back to the tub today for a full-blown conversation. Yes, I said back to the tub. If you go way back to episode 41 in December of 2022, this beautiful, dark-haired, natural Latin vixen dipped her toes in the tub from the Exotica DC convention floor. It was a pleasure then, and is a true pleasure now to have her back to learn even more about her and to discuss where her career has gone since then and where it may be going in the future. Please take a minute and welcome Carmela Clutch into the tub.
Thank you guys so much for having me. I appreciate you, and I'm so excited to be back.
Yes. Again, thank you for taking time out. As we talked kind of briefly before we started, it's been a while since we last spoke at Exotica DC again in 22. So we're going almost 3 years at this point.
Yep. Time flies when you're having fun.
It really does. And those, the conventions kind of, they roll through and it's like, wow, all right, we've been doing this for quite a while and been to quite a bit of them.
Yeah, it's actually really funny. A lot of my friends from back home will ask me, well, what's your social life like? And I haven't changed since I was a kid. I'm pretty much a homebody. I love being at home. I'm a hermit. And I explain that to them and they're like, oh, really? We would think that now you would be out all the time. And I'm like, no, luckily my job requires me to be so social that I'm constantly getting a chance to interact with like the people I work with and even people that I want to work with, and just the whole entire industry is wonderful. We have events every month.
Yeah.
It's like a big family.
It really is. We've definitely talked about that. Even ourselves, from as outsiders and doing this show. I mean, we're, as we said in the intro, this is episode 196.
I'm so excited. It's been a while.
We've been doing it for so long, and we've been brought into that family, and it really is. When you get to these conventions and just seeing people and everybody, you remember each other and you have that chance to kind of reconnect and talk about life and what's going on. And then afterwards, it's like, all right, I've had a lot of people, a lot of interaction. I just need a little bit of time to veg out.
Oh, that veg out. that good few days, especially for us in January when we have all those back to back conventions.
Yeah.
I usually take, in the past it's been I've taken a whole week. Nowadays I my schedule is so packed I don't really get a chance to take too many days off. So I'll take maybe a day or two to breathe in between before I have to go into New York Fashion Week. But having those days where I just lay down and just veg and relax and play with the dogs and wake up late, those are the salt of life right there.
Oh yeah, I could definitely imagine. Again, especially as you said in January, you have XBiz and AVN literally back to back, and those are the fan-facing conventions and awards. All of that stuff just crammed into what 10 or 11 day span.
Yeah. What's interesting about each of them, or about that time, is we have seminars where we get to enhance our skills and work on our networking and anything that like that. Things I may not be privy to, legal advice for documentation, uploads, etc.
Yeah.
And then there's actually convention face to face, as you mentioned, with fans, which is probably my favorite part, honestly. And then there's the award show, which is probably my least favorite part, even though it's wonderful to see everyone dressed up. I don't want to be in heels and I don't want to be uncomfortable. And, I mean, I love to celebrate my peers, but I feel like luckily I get to celebrate them so frequently every day. Like whenever I see my friends achieve something, I'm constantly on social media and happy to cheer them on, but don't necessarily need to do it in person every month. So that part gets a little bit hard. Mostly the heels.
Well, yeah, and I can imagine when you look at that, you're essentially you have that. Speaking of AVN, you have the convention for the days leading up, and then you have the prep and all of that for the award show and the red carpet.
Right.
By the time you get there, it's like, all right, is it over yet? I got a few more hours.
I definitely started prepping for this AVN's, actually officially October 28th is when I started prepping for this AVN's. It's that big of a thing. And it's not just AVN's, it's, as you mentioned, X3. It's these red carpet moments. There's the nomination parties next week. There's a lot that goes into this behind the scenes. A lot of people don't get to see. So again, I'd like a huge shout out to everyone that has to do with the background of these conventions and these award shows, because most people don't realize how many support staff we actually need to make these shows happen and make them successful.
Shoot, yeah. I couldn't imagine that. And we've had conversations. We have never made it out to AVN.
Yeah.
We
You
are
guys should.
this year we are planning to. We already looked. We already checked. We're planning on coming out there for a week. We're going to get out there the Sunday prior, and then leave the Sunday after the award show.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is you guys are going to stop by and say hello.
Most definitely.
Yes, we most definitely will. We're looking forward to it. It's been one of those. It's always been on the list. It's never worked out schedule wise. With day jobs, with regular work. So it's
Of course.
this year it was like, hey, you know what? We can make this happen. And it was like, okay, well, there's a lot of things that we need to plan ourselves as well.
Just to get over here,
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
but it's so much. Honestly, the relief you feel afterwards when you're having those veg out moments, that like weight lifted up. I feel so accomplished after that. It gives me energy for the next upcoming months of anything that I have to do, any projects I have. It keeps me inspired. I'm so grateful that the people that I work with they inspire me every single day. Everyone has the thing that they're kind of specialize in or is unique to their brand or to them. And it's so inspiring to see them kind of go and pursue that and be like, oh, wow, look at how far they've grown or how far they've come. That part is really cool because it gives me energy to do the same in my passions.
yeah. And
that's something even we've seen and experienced is, truly it's a family, it's a community that is looking to uplift each other and support each other.
Absolutely.
Yeah. There really is so much. And, and we've talked about it as well, just from from everything encompassing, part of the show we talk about the lifestyle and ethical non-monogamy and all of everything around that. And within the industry as well, as we've seen the worlds of mainstream, so to call it, but the kink world, the trans world, like so much of that has now started to come together as a whole. There was time where all of those worlds were kind of their own. Mm-hmm. And you see more openness in mainstream where, the kink world is kind of slid into there. You do see some of that within it.
Absolutely.
So everybody is for the most part intermixing and supporting each other, even in the niches within the industry.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I have some friends that feature dance, and I have some friends that they do exotic dance and OF, and they have an art form all to their own. And I know that I could never step into their world and perform in the way that they do. And so I have such a respect for the artistry that goes into that, just as I would with anybody who is a OnlyFans creator or a platform creator versus, a mainstream artist or a mixture, a conglomerate of them. I myself like to do a mixture of things, not feature because I have no rhythm whatsoever, but the only rhythm I have is on a penis.
You find what works and you roll with it. That's
right.
Nothing wrong with that.
And it's always really great because anytime I do want to dip my toes in anything, whether it be in the BDSM world or the swinging world, or maybe I have a couple of kinks and fetishes now that I didn't think I would have. But because of this industry, I've opened myself up to it and realized, oh, that's really enjoyable. And anytime I want to step into one of those worlds, I have friends who have experience that can advocate for me, that can teach me and guide me, and I can bounce ideas off of and get inspired off of.
Yeah.
It's really great.
It truly is. I mean, and we've experienced that, as you said, found some of those kinks and fetishes within it. I mean, from our standpoint within lifestyle and all that, in the swingers world, well, when we started years ago, kink was on one side, swingers were on another, and that line didn't blur. It has started to get together. And, throughout this journey of the show and the exoticas and friends within the industry, well, there are things in the kink world that now is like, oh, wait. I mean, we were at an exotica 2 years ago, and Mrs. made a comment.
It was probably
22. Yes,
2022 when
last time when you were on the show.
You're kidding.
And Mrs. we were in the dungeon, and she was like, maybe. And essentially, a friend of ours in the industry is like, oh, yeah, I know about that. Let's go shopping. Let's look. I'll walk you through it. And I mean,
and how great is it that you have an experienced or an expert person to come in and teach you about these things? Because do you know how many toys I've bought that were absolutely pointless and a waste of money and time and effort and energy or hurt me because I didn't have the right information? Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
If only it was destigmatized at an earlier age, I would have saved myself so much money and time and pain and effort.
Yeah,
seriously. We have a few of those.
Yeah, yeah, we have. But and again, that is part of that industry and just being around these people that opens up your mind.
Oh yeah,
and it's so fulfilling because guess what? Without being in the industry, chances are you would have never come across some of these kinks and fetishes that now you say, wow, like this gets me off. It does it. It gives me a different sensation that I've never felt, and I freaking love it.
Yeah. I have two examples of that I personally identify with. One of them is foot fetish, foot play. I like to please. So if I can hear that my partner is enjoying themselves, even if it's stuff that has to do with my feet, I will enjoy it, especially if while I'm fucking and the guy puts it's specific toes. I've learned that it's a specific side. It's their right, my left. If they put my toes in their mouth, I will come almost like a squirt gun. It, depending on how you do it, will determine how strong that stream is.
Nice. I'm a foot guy. I have a thing with feet, and Mrs. is like, "You like feet?" Like, ooh, really? That's kind of a little gross. And I'm like, there is something about exactly like you said. I'm like, I will suck on your toes.
See,
and like love it.
It's how it's introduced to them. So, shout out to Freak Mob. He's the one that got me into the fetish, the kink itself. He hired me for a scene. I did the scene. It was a foot fetish scene, and we're in doggy, and he's actually fucking my soles in doggy position. And then as he's about to nut, he stops, he grabs my waist and then thrusts himself into me, fucks me until I'm about to come. And then when I'm about to come, he flips me over and sticks my toes in his mouth. And I'm coming now while he's fucking me and my toes are in his mouth. And now he's rewired my brain to instinctively, whenever I feel that sensation again, to become even more aroused to a point where I can actually squirt, which is incredible how you can kind of brain hack, right?
Mm-hmm. Wow. Nice.
Yeah. So I went from being insecure about my feet and feeling like they were stumpy, pudgy little nuggets to being like, yes, come all over my soles. And I think that's kind of...
Hey,
I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah. I mean that, and again, like that's one of those things. I'm like, yeah. She's like, how? I'm like, I don't know why, but there's just something about feet that really have, like, I found. All right, yeah, I'm great with that.
See, for me, my aversion to feet is working in nursing homes and long-term care too long and seeing like some really.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh no, they need to be taken care of. You need pretty feet. You got to be. You got to take. And within that fetish, you can always find little things that you like even more. So like, I like my toes sucked, but I've also liked that I feel more attractive when I have certain colors on my toes, whether it be a French, white, or a certain type of red, or even black. Depends on what I'm trying to evoke, what kind of like character or sensuality I'm trying to, evoke that evening. So it's kind of cool how far these kinks and niches can go, how deep the rabbit hole can go.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, how far down the rabbit hole is it going to take you?
Yeah, you never know.
And in the world of sex, it can go as shallow or as deep as you want it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Literally and figuratively.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The other one was panty smelling. I had to do it for a custom, and then I realized, hey, I like the way I smell. I smell good. I don't smell bad. I don't reek or anything. It's just he had me wear these panties all day, and then he wanted me to take them off, and I had taken pictures in them throughout the day. He bought those too, and I took them off, and I gave it a long, after showing him the panties so he would see, what was on there, this just quote unquote, and it makes me cringe to say this, the snail trail, but every woman has one. And I gave it a big whiff, and I was like, oh, wow, I smell I didn't even realize. I haven't gotten as far as liking other people's. I don't know yet. I don't think so. And no kink shaming there. But personally, you never know until you try it. And being in this industry, it's opened so many doors for me to try things that I may have never been able to do.
Yeah.
Had I not been in it.
Yeah. And ours, essentially, that what we were saying at the beginning was flogging and impact play. Mm-hmm. That was never, it was like, nope, not going there, no interest. And essentially, Mrs. found that is such a turn on for her.
Mm-hmm. We haven't gotten past like 5 minutes of using it. And then I'm like, just take me now. I can't.
Yeah. She's like, all right, I'm done. Strip and freaking put it in me now. I'm like, and
she demands it.
Yeah, and I myself am finding and trying to work through that as well, because I've always been, well, you don't inflict pain, you don't hit a woman.
Right.
And she's like,
Right.
all right, yeah, hit me. And I'm like, so I've gotten over myself to be able to work that. And it's like, okay, well, yeah, there's enjoyment in this, so figure it out. And it's, again, was something from early on was like, yeah, no, not into that. And now it's just like, oh yeah, okay.
Did you in getting through that transition of between not feeling comfortable and then finding comfort or some comfortability and the impact play, was there ever a moment where you kind of were like, this would make me feel more comfortable, and instituted something new, like red light, yellow light, green light, something like that, to kind of determine what was too hard, what was too soft?
Yeah, and we kind of started with that. All right, where are we at? Okay, green. It can be a little bit harder. It could be a little bit firmer. Certain, different areas, different speeds. And then kind of, once I got into the rhythm, and just to see the arousal she had, it was kind of like, oh, well, all right, this is good then.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we can kind of proceed, because there is that, she's going crazy.
Yeah, and I think also it's people have a big hang up about giving consent because they feel like it breaks character or it makes it unsexy. But there are I'm such a big advocate for finding sexy ways to give consent.
Sure.
And sometimes, if you know your partner well enough, sometimes that consent can be that wild, excited look in her eyes, kind of like the way she was giving you while you were describing the floggings.
Sure. Yeah, it can be nonverbal.
Yeah, I saw that. I was
exactly.
like, oh, that's hot. I see the energy. I see it.
Uh-huh.
Something like that, or oh, that felt so good, or asking, does this feel good? Do you like this? Do you want more? Tell me what you want. Those are ways that you can dom or sub and give consent. And I think that people get so hung up on the, oh, do I have your express leaves? You will get it. You just you don't have to give it in that exact vernacular unless you want to.
Sure. Yeah. And we talk about that a lot within swinging.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that is in anything in life, but in that lifestyle, consent is key.
Oh, so important. And communication between the partners, because I love unicorning, but there's nothing that I dislike or makes me more dry than being asked to unicorn for a couple who has not thoroughly communicated what is okay and what's allowed and what's not allowed, because then I feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But
and
I don't want anyone to be uncomfortable in the room.
Yep.
So communication.
Yeah, and we've used in episodes past, in talking about lifestyle, the 3 C's of the lifestyle is communication, consent, and coming. That's the way it freaking rolls.
Yes.
I mean,
usually in that order too. Yes.
Exactly. That is, it's such a thing. And, as you said, it's not even lifestyle. It is, in your world on set, with what you're doing. Yes, you go through all of your paperwork and all that stuff, but you still have to have that communication and everything throughout a scene.
Absolutely. We before the scene even starts, after we've done our paperwork, checked in, all of that, we go over something called do's and don'ts. And this is kind of like a cheat code of like, hey, it changes every day on set. So one day I might be like, hey, stick your thumb in my ass. I would really like that today. And some days I'm like, hey, don't touch my ass. Don't go anywhere near it, please. Like, we're not doing that. Some days I'll say, hey, you know what? Stick my toes in your mouth and I'm going to squirt like a water gun, like a super soaker. Some days I'll be like, hey, don't pull my hair. I'm not going to be into it. Or, hey, pull my hair and choke me and slap me and call me a little bitch. I might like it. Yeah. But do's and don'ts should be negotiated. And they don't have to be negotiated necessarily between a partnership every time, because after a while, your partner's preferences. But if there's something that changes, one should never feel uncomfortable approaching their partner and letting them know that they need or want something different from what they're getting.
Yeah.
And that again, communication. I think people become so hung up on, I'm scared to tell my partner because they're going to judge XYZ. when in actuality, if your partner really does care for you, like hopefully they do, they'll want you to feel satisfied.
Yeah.
And they'll want to communicate that with you and work towards that.
Yeah. Yeah. Seriously.
Yeah.
I want to know what's going to help get you to the end.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's what we're all here for.
Yeah, I mean, that's the hard thing in the lifestyle too. Is you go to a club or hotel takeover, and you might meet this couple first time, and it's like things click, chemistry's there, and then things actually start going, and it's like, oh,
Yeah. Hey, let's pump the brakes for a minute. And okay, here's let's lay out some, ground rule. We have our basic ground rules that everybody does, but yeah, let's talk about a few other things. And that
or
is.
even like finding out in the middle of play that the other female will receive but not give.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we've been there.
Sorry.
To the
all
other
I could
woman, and
naturally
I'm
do
like-
was sigh.
Yeah.
Like,
But you know what? You know what, though? I can play that game. I like that. You know what I love to do? I love it. I secretly love this part. Oh my God. I'm such a team player. I enjoy women as much as I enjoy men, sometimes even more. Some days it's more men than women. It just depends. And I love taking a woman who is queer, questioning, and giving them such a great time, a great experience that they're like, damn, I think I need that again and again and again and again. And I've done that to multiple women in the industry already who are like, I enjoy women here and there, but it's never been now they actively seek me out at parties.
Hey.
Yeah.
And that.
Listen,
nothing wrong
I
with
will
that.
happy oblige.
Yeah,
I'm happy to oblige.
Yep, I got this. Sit back.
Stand back.
Oh,
Put me in, coach.
nice. So, as we're having these conversations, you've at this point. So you got in the industry around 2019, correct?
Yeah, it was summer of 2019.
Okay. So, from we've talked about so much enjoyment of sex and different things, was what made that click saying, hey, I'm going to go here? Was there a, content creation prior and then kind of the jump? Or was it just a one day, hey, I think I'm going to give this shit a try?
It was a little bit of both, but in the direction of content.
Okay.
So I was on my way to the Peace Corps.
All right.
I went to school, I got the degrees, I worked regular jobs. I didn't like corporate America. It wasn't for me. So fast forward, I'm going to the Peace Corps, and excuse me, 10 days before I'm supposed to leave to the Peace Corps to China, they rescind my invitation. And I'm like, what's going on? Oh no, what do I do? Oh gosh, I've already taken a sabbatical from grad school. I've trained my replacements at work, I've said my goodbyes to everyone. What do I do? But I had a small part-time little gig just for funsies so I could really experience the swinger lifestyle before I left to the Peace Corps for a content creator. And I saw kind of firsthand how I could apply my marketing and advertising degrees and be able to explore my sexuality and my sensuality. And I was like, well, damn, bro, if I was cute enough, I would do that. And I kept saying, and I said it out loud one day, and somebody was like, hey, that you're actually in that terms of the 6 years ago, your body's tea, you can do this. And I was like, oh, wow, thanks, really? And, someone sat me down and taught me the basics of OnlyFans and the basics of social media, because that was the one part I didn't know because I went to school so many years ago.
Yeah.
So advertising and marketing is a completely different field now. And, I kind of was like, damn, if I could do that, I would pursue it with everything I have, because I'm from a generation that grew up with the Girls Next Door and, Playboy Bunnies and Playboy Mansion and all of this stuff. So I kind of was like, damn, if I could ever, that would be so cool to just be sexy all day and get to have the best sex ever. And you know what? I wasn't really wrong. I wasn't wrong. So I kind of jumped into it kind of head first and didn't look back. But it was something that took a little bit of time. The industry told me no so many times. And still to this day, the industry tells me no more often than not. I'm just relentless. And my fans are incredible, and they keep me motivated. Anytime I feel like I can't do this anymore, they keep my head in the game, and I'm like, wow, yeah, that's why I do this.
And that's really the struggle, where you have to have that, the drive, because we come from, we've talked to performers from the 90s and from those early 2000s, and what is wanted, in air quotes, within the industry, you see a roller coaster on it. And unfortunately, there still is a lot of the blonde-haired, thin, big breast.
Yes.
Like that was early on, and it's kind of gone through, and you do still see a lot of that. But the best part about the industry, just like the lifestyle, is it's about variety, and everybody has their own kink, their own fetish, what gets them off. So there has to be something for everybody, and there is. Everybody fits into their own lane. And even in the content you're creating, in the body style, in your look.
Well, that's one of the. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, and the reality, even like from my standpoint, is, you know what? Today I may turn on something and it is, a blonde-haired performer. But tomorrow, you know what? I'm going to turn it on and it's going to be a dark-haired, a Latin, a Brazilian performer. Like it changes every day.
Right. And I mean, that's one of the beautiful things about having these platforms is instead of sitting around and waiting by the phone for that call for that one scene, 2 scenes in the month with a porn company, I'm able to make money safely in the comfort of my own home, make my own prices. And here's the part that I like the most. Most times I get casted into a MILF role. I understand. I have a mature body. I have a small waist. I have big tits and I have a big ass. I get it. And I have this look of like, I can pull off the like pissed off look, the resting bitch face. I know I got that. I'm Latin. I'm just born with it. Okay. But, I don't always want to play those roles. Sometimes I want to play something that is a little bit more like myself. I'm more like a big sister with everyone around me than I am like a mother. I am happy to give advice, but I'm probably the one fucking up right next to you rather than being the one chastising you. I'm probably the one to be like,
yeah, on the shoulder. Go ahead, do it. Come on. I want to see it. Let's go. Do it.
I got the bail money on tap. Let's go. Like that's me. So it sometimes can be a little frustrating to try and play a role that I have absolutely no idea how to play, or I don't want to play because I literally will have fans that are scared to come up to me because I've played these roles where I'm angry or upset or like I chastised my husband for looking at another woman, where in actuality, in real life, if I did have a significant other, I'd probably be checking out other people with them. Hey, look at her.
That's what we do.
She's fine. You want me to go talk to her?
Yeah.
Can you bring her home? Let's go.
We'll be shopping and she's like, yo, check her out. Look at that one. I'm like, oh, yeah.
Ooh.
But
Or you'll point them out and I'll be like, yeah, I already saw it.
yeah, I'm like, well, you're holding out on me. Yeah.
You're late.
Yeah. But with what you had just said, we have had other performers actually say that. And every I think month and a half or so, we do an episode on the AEBN trends that are searched across the country by state and then throughout the world. And there are searches within Pornhub and other websites. And MILF is always up there.
I love looking that up, by the way.
Yeah, and MILF is always up there. We've had other performers say, they're like, look, we're in our early 30s. We don't consider ourselves a MILF, but we are cast for so many of these because that is just that on it's that on trend, and but we'd love to do something else. So what you just said, we've heard that, and I get that. Yeah, like let's play the fun big sister. There you go. Like, okay,
or let me play the college student. I went to school. I have multiple degrees. I can play that role better than the girl who has never been to college before because she just turned 18 yesterday.
Yeah,
like I'm sorry, but let's call a spade a spade. Here we go.
Yeah.
So it would be easier in that capacity, which is one of the reasons why I'm so grateful for all these platforms, because I can play who I want to play,
Sure.
be who I want to be. And my best part about this is I get to be authentically me. So when I get fans that actually subscribe to my sites and are speaking with me on a daily, weekly, whenever they can basis, and we make that connection, they're getting not a character of Carmela Clutch. No, they're getting Cece. They're getting Lala. Those are my nicknames.
Yeah.
They're getting the person that I actually really am, as opposed to what browsers will cast me as. Love them. It is one of my favorite companies to work for. Love most of the companies I've ever worked with. I just like having a little more control over the content sometimes. And let's be real here. If I'm going to do the first of anything, doesn't it make sense that I own the rights, at least partially, to it?
Without a doubt, exactly, and that's
Yeah.
where these platforms again have been great for that, because that is yours. You own that. Nobody can take it away. Nobody's going to earn money from your work.
Yeah.
And again, the fact of being able to be yourself and portray that to the fans and the viewers, it does. It adds something else, because again, we have a lot of friends within the industry that we've watched a scene that they've done, and we're like, all right, they pulled that off, but that's not them. Like, we know them intimately, and we're like, yeah, they pulled that off.
Yeah.
Good job, well done. But yeah, that's not you.
Or you've looked at me and gone, we're friends with them. Is it like wrong that watching them in this scene gets me excited?
Yeah, I'm like, okay, well, this scene, boy, yeah, that kind of turned me on. I actually talked to a really good friend of ours, and I told her, I was like, did it? And she just laughed. She's like, no, good, thank you. I'm like,
no.
Yeah, I'm like,
to be
but you
honest,
hit it right.
If it turns you on and it's my work, I don't care what capacity or what light I'm being. As long as it turns you on, I'm happy to do it. Like, I genuinely, my favorite category is when couples watch me, because it turns me on so much. It's like, it's my fantasy of being a unicorn. I get to like, oh, they're watching me together. That gives me like something to think about when I have to go ride that dildo on a plate on my platforms. I'm gonna go think about that. Yeah.
But then we watch it too, and I'm like, that position, that doesn't look comfortable. That doesn't look like it feels like it feels good.
It's not always. It's not always comfortable. It's And again, another reason why platforms can be great, because I can decide if I want it to be something that is not scripted per se, because I try to steer away from scripted. I try and keep things natural and authentic. But I can decide if I want this to be very, very intimate and just kind of keep the camera as a fly on the wall, so that they can see how I personally have sex versus how I'm fucking just so that you can see me get gutted out, because let's face it, I like to fuck like that. It's very obvious. But those are different styles, and I have the ability to switch it up and give variety, whereas I wouldn't necessarily have that with a company. And I won't say the company's name, but I literally had a company tell me, hey, that was really, really hot, but a little too extreme for this particular website. So can we go back to that and have you take it off? And what I was doing was using a resistance band as a kind of like a ball gag around my mouth, and gave almost like reins, and gave it to the other performer to hold as reins.
Okay.
And it was super hot, bent over a yoga ball while he's holding the reins and fucking me. That's great. But I guess a little too extreme for that particular company. And had I shot it myself from my own sites, it would have stayed in the full scene.
Sure.
Because that's something that I would do in real life. And I think my fans would find it hot. They'd be like, damn, that's actually really fucking hot. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Hey, you find any props you can get, and you make use of them. Why
Make
not?
use of them,
That's not a
yes.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah. So the companies don't always give you that ability, but what's great about them is they give you a built-in brand recognition. If I work for a company called Ass Parade, obviously the fans that are subscribed to that site are going to really like big butts. And if they see me, there's a large likelihood that they may go and subscribe to my own sites. And I think that one thing that I get asked often is people always ask me, well, why did you take a step back from shooting with companies? Couple of reasons, but mainly because I wanted to focus on giving people more authentic me as opposed to playing characters, which are a role play is always fun and I love role play. But I wanted to give them a sense of who I am first before I continue down the role play area. I want people to know who I am before I go into things like that, other things that interest me, like being a dommy mommy. That's something that I may do in the future. I just really enjoy it. I enjoy the power dynamic and play. And so working for companies gives you great brand recognition, but you don't see as much money and longevity in that. You have to have truly to be successful and this is my humble opinion. But truly to be successful, I really think that you should have a combination of working for companies to get your name out there and then just really holding on to your content and using your content and being in control of how it's distributed. And you can't do that just through the companies. You have to do that on your platforms.
Yeah, and how it's distributed and what you portray, again, as you had said, and you actually answered another question that had came up for me as far as on your platforms. Is there kind of scripted scenes, or it just kind of, hey, this is what it is? So, getting away from that scripted and more, I guess, quote unquote, real life type scenarios, which that as well is really kind of, it's a big thing right now within the industry. You see it. Yeah, the everyday guy. Okay, fine. It's not the cut and six-pack guys, but that more. Yeah, but even that more. And I hate to use the word amateur because it's not, but it is not. Well, as you said too, a camera,
I like to call it pro-am.
Yeah, a camera right up underneath, and all you're seeing is flapping, flapping balls in front of the thing, and just pile driving into you from close range.
See, that is the one really good. That is another good point that you just made. Working for companies does give you the experience to know how to properly light and backlight things and properly shoot things, the angles that you're going to need, the angles that work best for you, the angles that sell best. So that is the one thing I will say is, as much as I like to keep things authentic, I usually don't work with new performers. I work with performers who have either established brands or have been on a pro set a few times to at least have the angle work and opening towards camera. Because at the end of the day, sometimes it's a very passionate scene. That's usually when I have someone, some good chemistry with and have some familiarity with. But if it's the first time I'm working with you, I want to make sure that the fans will respond well with you. Yeah. So I need you to open to the camera. And so having that experience on set with a pro company does give you hopefully some insight as to, hopefully you're perceptive to that, gives you some insight as to how to properly shoot these things. So that way, because at the end of the day, we're all there to have fun, but we're there first and foremost to make money off of this, right? Yeah. It's a business. So I'm all for enjoying ourselves. I just want to make sure that the fans are going to get the best quality version of this video that we can produce. After we do one or two scenes, if we decide, hey, let's just post the camera up and let's just really fuck the way we want to fuck, that's cool. That's different. That's a different type of scene. But I do prefer a little bit of pro experience just so that when it comes down to camera work, camera angles, I can't always see what's going on out back there because it's such a big ass. I need to make sure you know what's going on in the camera so that we're open up and they can see penetration. Otherwise, what are we doing?
Otherwise, it's it's a just above cable freaking movie from the 80s.
Right. And no one wants to see, Skinamax was great. It was my bread and butter when I was a kid.
I was just going to say, it's Skinamax from back in the day.
Well, I used to put a little tin foil, a little aluminum foil on the edge of the thing on the wire and adjust it.
Come on,
hope my parents
flipping.
not hear me.
Yeah, stop flipping. All right, I got it.
The late night version of American Pie coming out, and I'm like, yes, the cable version. Yes. I thought it was so cool.
Well, but your parents owned a video store. So
Well, yeah, I did
you
have
were
it.
exposed to that stuff young. Huh?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. My parents back in the '80s owned a video rental store, so there was.
Oh, you got the good stuff.
There was it was the drawers on the bottom, and everything was just numbered. So yeah,
Interesting.
yeah, and they'd come in and order by the.
Can I
by
get
the
a number
box
69, please?
Yep, and you'd grab it and hand it to them, and that was it. And then to go back in, there was no boxes on the shelf, and I'm like, well, why is there no boxes on the shelf? And as I got older, well, I found the boxes that were in the box in the basement, and I'm so this is what is up there.
You know, that's really funny because the first person to take me to a sex store was my mom. I asked her.
Nice.
Okay, so I was like 19 years old, and maybe 18, 19. I was like barely old enough to walk into the store, but legal, obviously. And I went up to my mom and I said, I need to talk to you about something. And she thought she was going to get the I'm pregnant talk. And I'm like, she's like, hold on, let me sit down. Oh, mi madre, I'm not ready to be a grandma yet. Oh my God, don't tell me. Oh my, hold on, do I need some wine? And I'm like, no, relax. I would like to purchase a toy. I just don't want to waste my money and I want to get a good one. And she's like, a toy? You want me to take you to the toy store? Don't you think you're a little old for it? I'm like, that's not the type of toy, mother. Please,
not that
keep
toy
up
store.
with me here. Keep up with me. And she's like, oh, wow. It was a series of O's before my O. And so she took me to this store and she showed me a couple of different options. And she's like, this has this feature, this is that. She showed me, she's like, this is the one that I recommend. It has penetration and stimulation. Because I realistically didn't know what I liked.
Yeah.
Because my experiences up until that point was all focused on the male's experience rather than my own.
Mm-hmm.
That is something to be said about society and that, and I'm sure we can talk about that too. But she pointed out a rabbit, and I will never forget that pink rabbit was the first one I had. And oh boy, did the water bill go up because all I did was take very long showers after that. Oh man, hours.
And at that point, yeah, you find out what essentially works. I mean, I took her to a toy store for her first ever time, and she was like, I'm like, all right, let's find something, let's buy something, and we've
still
grown since then.
Even to this day, I'm still a little uncomfortable walking in there, and I think it's more like the other people that tend to be in there sometimes.
I mean, yeah, some of them can be a little shady. Some of them can be slightly shady. It's okay.
It can be a little shady, but for me, I just think it's really funny, at least now, because now I kind of go incognito, so to speak. I'm usually very dressed down or in athleisure wear.
Yeah.
And so I'll see someone look at me and kind of side eye, like, she looks familiar. She looks familiar. Is that her? Is that her? So for me, I love the guessing game of like, can you guess? Can you guess? Like maybe.
Yeah.
But
you think you know me? They're looking at boxes and
they're like holding the book
off.
They got their phone out, trying to figure out she Violet or Carmela. I don't know. But I definitely feel you. It's a little bit intimidating, especially if you're not regularly walking into an adult store. There might be something in like a women's only adult store, or like a section of the store that's only women's. That might be kind of cool.
Yeah. And the majority of the stores around us, I think there's 4 stores that come to my mind around us. They as well have viewing booths and theaters.
Oh yeah. I definitely have seen a few of those here.
Yeah. So and that like if you go late night, they tend to get a little bit of a shady crowd. So that's
that's a good point. I go to these places in the middle of the day because I am a morning person and not a night owl. So so I can imagine.
Yeah. We're definitely more night owls for sure. So.
Oh yeah.
But, yeah. And that's just life and business and everything. So. You know, I'm
Yeah.
going until late nights. I mean, I have a food business background, so it's
Oh,
like
nice.
you know that's my time. Like
Oh, yeah.
you know, yeah, late
And
night.
holidays too, and weekends. It's all the time.
Yes. So, you know, we talked about the industry and content creations and doing your own content. It takes up so much time. You know, what we like to kind of discuss with guests too, because it really is an important thing, and it's one of the big stigmas that surround the industry and sex work is mental health. So,
Yeah.
what does it look like for you for a mental health day or keeping your mental health in check? What is it that brings you down from all of the work and the constant, you know, creation and everything?
Or picks you
Oh,
back up.
wow.
Yeah, or picks you
That's
back up. Exactly. Yeah.
grounds you or picks you back up. You know what? That's a great question. And thank you for asking something that has to do with mental health, because I think as a society, we don't tend to focus on that regardless of industry, but especially in my industry.
No,
Um,
self care takes a back burner.
Absolutely, it does. And I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys and say that I haven't felt burnout. I'm a millennial. Of course, I feel burnout. I haven't stopped working. Um, but I found a few things that work for me. They're very tailored to my specific tastes. I love to travel, but obviously, travel is not something that everyone can do. I'm lucky
Sure.
that I'm childless and I don't have a partner, so I'm able to pick up and go just on a whim if I want to. But you know, I work online, but that's not the case for everyone. Sometimes it's as simple as reading a book, meditating, journaling, drawing. I love a lot of art stuff, painting, going to see a movie, spending time with loved ones. My roommates have 3 dogs. I spend time with them. I treat them like they're my nieces and nephews, and I spoil the shit out of them.
Puppy cuddles
Sometimes
are
I
the
go.
best.
Yeah.
Yes. Sometimes I go shopping, but it won't be anything crazy. Sometimes it's something little. It's a bow. It's a flower. It's something Harry Potter related, because I bought a Harry Potter hoodie that is now my emotional security blanket. You know,
Nice.
as I heal from surgery, that little thing brought me comfort and joy, and is now my go-to. If I need to have a day, have one of those vegetable days that we talked about earlier,
Yeah.
where I just sit there and binge watch funny shows and sketch and talk to loved ones. Those are the things that really give me solace and bring me down, or pick me back up when life brings me down. And I'm very fortunate that I have like such a great support system of a very close knit group of friends. They keep me grounded. And when they can't keep me grounded and sane, I will sing, I will draw, I will sketch and paint and arts and crafts, and I will even garden. I started gardening like maybe a month ago.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah. There's a saying, it's jack of all trades, a master of none, but better of jack of all trades than just a master of one.
Yeah.
And I've always kind of ADHD.
yeah.
I have all sorts of interests.
And but again, it gives you different outlets, because as
Oh, yeah.
you know, as we talked about earlier, you know, just with watching scenes or something, it changes every day. Well, every day
Yeah.
there's something else that, yeah, you know what, let me just paint today, or let me just read, or let me go out into the
Exactly.
garden now, and you know, so that
If
is
I'm-
always something.
I think it also depends on what I'm feeling. So if I'm like angry, something bad happened, and it infuriates me, well, I'm going to go work out. I might go jog. I might weight train, because I can get that out in a healthy
Yeah.
way. If I'm feeling, you know, in my own head and maybe like anxious, I might read, because that will take me to another world. You know, that'll transport me to another place where my brain can get a break from my current reality. If I'm feeling, you know, like just being still and quiet, I might meditate, I might journal, I might sketch, you know,
Yeah.
I might do yoga, because I feel like I need to just settle. It just depends. These are all things that I actually do in my real day-to-day life. I'm kind of chaotic in that way. I don't have a set schedule, but I do that with intent. Like I have goals and things I want to do every week, and I try and make time for myself each day, at least for an hour or two.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's hard. If you have kids
Yeah.
and you have a life or a business, it's really hard.
Mhm.
But you have to listen to your body when it whispers, so you don't have to sit down when it screams at you.
Wow. Yeah, that's. Yeah.
I see the side eye from Mrs. now. I mean, and that's unfortunately,
Well,
a lot of us are. We're bad at that, you know. And that is, I mean, as I sit here again recovering from surgery, I spent 4 days in the hospital. Well, you know, my take is, I have my day job. I quit I leave my day job. I go and I help run a restaurant at night. And then we come home and I'm working on the show or whatever. So literally I go from 7 a.m. until 1 a.m. And I come home and run on 5 hours of sleep every day. And I'm just like, yeah, no, I got to get it one day off a week. And it's what needs done around the house. And as you said, jack of all trades, master of none. It's changing a hot water heater. It's running electric. It's doing this. But there's never.
So that rat race is what. That rat race is exactly what pushed me into wanting something that was maybe a little outside a societal norm, so to speak.
Yeah.
This isn't your conventional job. And I wouldn't recommend this job for someone who hasn't experienced life or tried a bunch of things. But when you do run a business as you do, it takes all nights. There are days where I don't get to do that 1 hour, 2 hours to myself. For the longest time, I've been in the industry, 6 going on 7 years now. And up until this past year, I had not taken a vacation or a break. And in fact, exactly this year, up until October 28th, when I had my surgery, I had not taken a break, like not a single day off for the entirety of the year. I think, from the majority, I think March was the last day I took off. And every single day after that, I'd been working because I knew I was going to take some time off at the end of the year. It's not easy for everyone. It's not going to happen all the time, but I would recommend that one day you have off during the week, make that whole day about yourself.
Yeah, it's finding that time, as you said, because everybody, not just, industry, but it is
and you
across
have the
the
misses
board.
too, of course.
Yeah.
Right. And having those outlets is when you're feeling, whatever you're feeling, is just as important as being able to realize and, have the ability to voice or express, hey, I just need a break. Or you get to the point where the universe makes you.
Yeah.
Someone also told me this, and maybe it was Ashlyn. I love her. I can't remember who it was, but it was kind of like a hack, another brain hack that they had come up with, kind of like Inside Out. Whenever you have a very strong emotion or you're feeling something, name that feeling. If it's a seasonal depression, freaking Mildred is back and she's so dreary and I can't stand that she's here, but let me or my anxiety is back. Let me tell Nate, my anxiety bug, to just chill out for a second. I need you to go away for a minute because that's not helping anyone right now in this situation. And giving kind of names or characters to them, you're able to more easily put them to the side so that you can logically go about your day. I don't know if that helps at all, Eddie. Hopefully it helps one of the listeners.
And what that does is, I remember back years ago, you had your period named and it was like, oh yeah, it's here again for the week. All right, let's just get through it. And it was like, okay, we're prepared. And that would mentally prepare us both. And one of those,
listen,
all right, yep.
I don't want pickle flavored ice cream. Flo wants pickle flavored ice cream, and you will go get Flo pickle flavored ice cream before she kicks you out onto the couch. Now.
Yes. Yep. And I'm gone. Yes, we got this. I got it, honey.
You're like, damn, where do I find pickle flavored ice cream?
Oh, but no, and that's great that too. You know what that is. Hey, this is what I need to do for myself. So you said travel.
Yeah.
what's a place that you have gone to that you absolutely loved, and what's the next place on your bucket list?
Oh man.
Because we love to travel
So-
as well. Like that's something that we try to do as much as possible. We've done for years.
Amazing. Maybe we can link up in another country at some point.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved going to Italy, and I can't wait to go back to Italy. I went. Wow, it's been like 10 years. But yeah, I went a while back on a family trip, and I was so fortunate. I spent half a month out there, and I got to see so many things, but it didn't feel like enough. It's never enough time there.
Yeah.
The history, the beauty, the culture, the food.
I was just going to say the food, like from that end
Well,
again.
listen here. You don't get an ass like mine without not eating. All right, you got to eat. You got to feed the booty. So the food there is just exquisite, and I find that I can eat in other countries more easily. Like I can have carbs and gluten in other countries where I can't really have them here.
It's
place I would like
yeah.
to. Yeah, it's the food here is. We won't get into that.
Yeah.
Place I want to go. Gosh, there are so many places in Asia and Australia. So I'd say either the continent of Africa, specifically Bali, in Asia as well, Bali, Thailand, Japan. There's just so many places. I have this wanderlust travel bug thing about me that I've always just wanted to see the world.
Nice.
While most girls were dreaming up their weddings and the flowers and the bridesmaid dresses, I was thinking, I want to be like that CEO and travel the entire world and see everything that the world has to offer.
Yeah.
And then some.
Yeah.
I want to like
Thailand would
slide
be
into-
great. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We have a
I
friend
want to
in
slide into my
Bangkok.
grave at the end.
Sorry.
Oh,
go ahead.
really?
Yeah, we have a
No,
friend
no,
who's
that's
who's
awesome.
actually in Bangkok right now. She's
Yeah,
been posting on
yeah.
social media. She went out there for a week, and I'm like, I graduated high school, and I'm like, that looks so. That looks like a great time.
Yeah.
Sounds like so much fun. I'm afraid if I go travel to Asia, I won't come back, and only because it'll be like, oh, I found a place that I love. I'm just gonna live here now. Thank you, bye.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very well.
I
Could
told
be
all my
the
friends
case.
you should be very scared if I go to Bali because I might just be like, okay, well, I can work on the internet here, so
Mhm. Yep,
Toodles.
I found a house on the water. It's a little bungalow, and I'm
Have
good.
you
Peace
seen
out.
them? They're beautiful.
It's
What you would
insane.
spend for $1 billion house out here, you can. I mean, like, oh my god,
Yeah.
it's just so beautiful.
Yep.
That's all my algorithm shows me now, and I'm just like, I get it. I need to move. I got it.
Yeah, stop. You're killing me now. Jeez.
Yeah, for real. You got me feeling like I need to work more.
Yeah.
See, I'm a pretty adventurous foodie, but some of the food in those countries,
And like the Thailand and stuff, it's definitely different. Yeah, different
Bali belly is
cuisines
a
and all
thing.
that. I'm like,
yeah, but I don't think I could eat the
Bali
things
belly is a
that-
thing.
that
Yeah.
you would normally like throw away here. Like,
and
some of the-
hey, and that's what they do. And then you said Australia. Australia's been on my bucket list. We had the opportunity a couple years back. It was actually right at the start of the pandemic. A great friend of mine, she has she's a travel agent and deals with cruises mainly.
mostly.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
And she booked a group trip, and it was a 14-day cruise that left Sydney and went all the way up and around New Zealand and then came back. And
That
we had
sounds like
looked,
fun.
and I'm going at
The airfare to get there
Yeah.
was more than the
But that's the
cruise
most-
would have
well,
cost us.
Yeah, it was insane.
Yeah.
It was almost double the airfare was almost double what the cruise was per person. And I'm like,
Wow.
and then the thing was the pandemic hit and it was canceled.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So
What?
and it was just one of those. I'm like, we looked at it and then I'm like, yeah, no, probably not. But yeah,
Yeah.
Australia has been on my bucket list for a long time to get to. It's just one of those
See,
that I'm like,
if
it'd
I
be
do another
beautiful.
cruise, it's got to be a swingers cruise, all adults swingers cruise. It's,
We've looked at
I
them,
really I really enjoyed the time that I had on the cruise ships that I've gone on. Most of them, I went on one last year and I had a great time with my friends. But there was a lot of little children running around, and that's cool and everything. But I'm childless for a reason. I don't want to hear your kids screaming, and I want to be able to wear my bikini, and I want to be able to talk to other adults. And
Yeah.
I don't want to have to age verify every single person.
Yeah.
And we went on one.
It was between Christmas and New Year's last year.
Yeah,
we did a cruise.
But that was the thing. There was no single people on this boat. I literally went to the comedy club, and they asked, and there was one other person put their hand up, and he was gay. And I'm like, well, there's no chance for me, at least. Great.
Yeah. Yep.
So I want to go to one of those that is actually a swingers one, because it's going to be just so much more fun.
Yeah.
I get to really just have a blast.
Yep. Yeah. And the one we did was nice because they had 2 pools, and the pool all the way in the back with the boat and the bar. It was a pool and 3 hot tubs and a bar and everything, and it was adults only back there.
Oh, I love that.
So I was like, that is perfect. Like, I can take a cigar. I can sit. I could have an old fashioned. I could drink some bourbon. I could smoke a cigar. All the kids are in the front of the boat. Yeah. And just beautiful. Leave me alone. Let me relax. But we enjoy cruises. We've done quite a few over the years.
Mm-hmm. Oh, nice.
So
I'll have to pick your brains on which ones you guys recommend.
Yeah.
Because I've been on a few, and some of them are great, and some of them not the best memories. But the one I went on last year was a lot of fun, and moves through the Caribbean, and nice. I got to do some crazy things. I got to zip line. I got to pet and hold sloths and lemurs and kinkajous, and it was really cool. Yeah. It was really a lot of fun. I swam with dolphins.
Yeah, I unfortunately the one we did prior you can't do anymore, and I would love to go back. We actually did a Cuban cruise. We spent a day and a half in Havana, Cuba, when it was open and you were able to do it. That country was beautiful. I loved it.
It's stunning. And there's something very quaint about the way that it seems like it's almost stuck in the middle of a specific decade.
Yeah.
With the cars and everything. You know what I mean? And it's so picturesque. It reminds me of that era.
Yeah. Loved Cuba.
Cute.
Yep.
Yeah. Also, can't mention Cuba without mentioning like my family heritage, Puerto Rico, just as beautiful. If you ever get a chance, go visit it.
And actually last year when we were looking at our cruise, we had somebody say, they were like, look, go to Puerto Rico. They're like, it is, they were like, you'll have a great time. It's a beautiful country. Like, go to an all-inclusive resort and just enjoy it. They're like, you will love it. So,
people are so friendly. They're so welcoming. I mean, mi gente, they're just so. The first time I ever went to Puerto Rico, the actual island, instead of because I'm Puerto Rican, my family's Puerto Rican, but my parents were born in New York. My grandparents were born in New York. It's several generations. But the first time I went to the island, there was a complete stranger that I had gotten into a conversation with while buying some sea glass from him from his kiosk. And he embraced me and he said, "Welcome home, sister." And then he called up his family and had them throw what we call a parranda. It's kind of like a street fair or a street parade. Just because I happened to walk into that day, any reason to celebrate is a reason to celebrate in Puerto Rico. And it was so welcoming and warm that we literally played music on the streets of Puerto Rico and danced on the cobblestone streets until the sun faded into the water. And then they kept going, but I had to call it a night. But everyone's bringing out tambourines and bongos and different types of drums and different maraca, different things, different musical instruments I've never seen before. And everyone's just started playing and adding and contributing, and it's beautiful.
Wow. Just full as community fun.
Yes, yes, exactly.
That is awesome.
I also want to go to one of those swinger community, a hedonism might be cool, or secrets. I think you have an episode on that.
Yeah. So we actually hedonism we've been looking at quite a bit, but we did secrets down in Orlando.
How'd you like that?
It was a fun time. It was right after Exotica Miami this past year.
Oh my gosh.
And so we went down to Exotica Miami, and it's about an hour and a half drive away. And we said, hey, we got a week. We left on Monday, and we spent another 3 days at Secrets. and we were there during the week, so it wasn't like a huge, crazy, wild party. Normally, that's like Friday, Saturday, Sundays, but it was relaxing to the point it was, you have a full nude pool. They have a restaurant there, bars there, and they have playrooms. All their most of their rooms are themed, which was cool. Like the room we were in, it had a spanking bench in it, and the bed had restraints and everything. It had see-through showers, so like everything had some sort of theme.
Mirror above the bed on the ceiling.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
But it was a really great. We enjoyed it. If we lived closer, I'm like, yeah, we'd be here on a regular basis.
Nice.
Just to come down for a party or something. But we have friends that go to hedonism a couple times a year, and they are like, look, you just don't, you don't understand. You have got to go and experience that atmosphere because it's a party all day long, and it's all inclusive, and there's just, they say you never run out of things to do and people to meet, and just, you just have fun.
Or people to do.
Yeah, or people to do. Yeah.
I did have people to do all of that. I'm surprised there isn't one out here in Vegas. That kind of makes me sad.
Yeah. And there is a I'm trying to think of the name of it. There is like a swinger resort, nudist resort out there. They had one in Palm Springs as well.
I think so that one, I think that's the closest thing I've heard, and
I
that's
thought
still
they were
a little bit of a
making
drive,
one,
but
yeah.
still worth it.
I think they were building one in. They were making one in Vegas though. It's not Whispers. Whispers is the club. Man, I can't think of the name of the place. It'll come to me. We'll shoot you an email after I think about it, and I can't remember the name of it right now. But
Absolutely,
it used to pop
let me
up.
know.
Yeah. So, but. Wow, this has been a great conversation.
And I'm sure we could keep going. Goodness.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
I can talk about sex anytime.
Yeah, but we definitely don't want to take up much more of your time. As we kind of wind down, can you let the listeners know where can they find you online and on social media?
Yeah, absolutely. So my social media is, I know that there's a lot of fakes out there, but my IG is Miss MISS Carmela Clutch. It's the verified profile. So there'll be a little blue check mark. Twitter is at Carmela_Clutch. And it's also verified. I'm on TikTok every now and again. So you guys may want to check that out. I also do this Q&A. Every so often on those platforms, those specific platforms, TikTok, Twitter, and on IG. And my OnlyFans, guys, is the easiest way to get in touch with me. I do have an OnlyFans. I have a Loyal Fans. I have a Fansly. I have like 9 different platforms. You can talk to me on them, specifically me. It's Carmela, it's Clutch VIP. For OnlyFans. I'm sorry. I have like so many.
Okay.
Well, Clutch VIP.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say as well, on your Twitter profile is your link tree or whatever, one of those links.
Yes, it has all of my links.
Yeah.
That's actually the best way to reach it because, there might be something that you like in particular and you can't find it on one platform. You'll find it on another.
Yep. And your link tree link will be in the show notes for this episode. So,
thank you guys.
So listeners can go to the show notes and click, and that'll bring up your link tree as well with all your sites and all your good stuffs.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. This has been such a great conversation. Like real topics.
and again, we definitely appreciate it, and it's definitely been a pleasure having a conversation and getting to know you a little bit better and catching back up again.
It's been great to talk with you and catch back up, and I'm so excited that we got to catch up again.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for humanizing us and giving us a voice.
Yes. Thank you.
You guys take care. Have a great night. Have some crazy sex.
Yeah.
Have some fun.
All right. Well, that again kind of wraps up our conversation with Carmela. We truly appreciate the time she took.
The time just flew.
It really did. Like the conversation, it clicked. You know, we talked to a lot of people, and a lot of them do. This one, you know, particularly, we never really had any dead air. It just we continued to keep going. So she will not be in Exotica DC. However, she will be at AVN, as you heard us talk towards the end. Mm-hmm. As it stands currently right now, we will be there as well. Exotica DC is still slightly up in the air for us as I continue to recover. Probably going to get out there for a day, though.
Maybe more of a fan trip this time.
Yeah, kind of a pop in. Maybe do a few little things. But not far after that, again, as we have talked, is episode 200. So had it put on hold a little bit as we were kind of working through again with everything that's going on personally in the last few weeks, but up and moving there. Hopefully it works out as how we kind of have it envisioned now. What we will say is hop onto our Twitter. Over the next few weeks, there's going to be some poll questions that go out looking for answers that may or may not be incorporated into episode 200, along with some other surprises that we're working on. So we have a few other interviews coming up, a few other guests over the next few weeks. And with that, we're just going to, I think, wrap up this week's episode and
call it a night.
Call it a night. Keep working on some of these upcoming projects we have.
Stay tuned.
Don't forget to follow us on our social medias. Berg Couple for Fun on Twitter and Instagram. The Bergs on Facebook and Reddit. OnlyFans.
Yeah.
What's the OnlyFans? There's two of them.
There are.
Did you? Yeah, I remember that one. There's two of them. So there is ours. Is Berg Couple for Fun, but then
yes,
Mrs. has her own.
That's right.
Oh, and that is
Mrs. Berg.
All right. So you can catch us there as well. You can hit us up on email, thebergs@inourtub.com.
Right.
Our website is inourtub.com.
Catch us on Free Swap or
Full.
Yeah, full Free Swap. Full Swap Radio. See, you asked me if I remember my lines.
Free for all swap. I mean, hey.
On Full Swap Radio.
Yes. Monday at 9 and Fridays at 1. And hey, keep an eye out on those social medias as well. That's where our travel plans and the upcoming where we gonna be is gonna be. So, with that, remember to pay for your porn. Support all the wonderful, beautiful content creators and performers that we have on this show that we know within the industry. Take care of yourself. Mental health. Do what makes you keep ticking and being yourself. Remember to wrap it before you tap it. Lick it before you stick it. And until next time,
We'll keep the lights on and the tub warm for you.